Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of SamSam Reacts. This is the second part of the What's Inside the Titanic video I'm making. The video is 22 minutes long, so I don't want to bore you guys for too long. So that's why I decided to divide this video in half. So right now we're going to watch we're going to continue watching and make this part 2 of that same video. By the way, if you saw my most recent short, you see that I was trying to float this very Titanic. It's still, I put it out to dry, but it's still leaking. But I put that same Titanic into the water and it didn't float. And I actually have more attempts that I tried with different ways of trying to make it float. Uh, Stick around till the end to watch those.
Before we got to today's video, I had some shoutouts in store. I want to give a big shout out to Melly's Magic Bracelets. Her channel has grown so much since she started. She also made this bracelet before me with this Caracas flag, and on her channel, she will make another one for me. I'll put the link in the description. I definitely have no affiliation to her whatsoever, by the way. She currently has 6.72 subs to 6.72k subs. Let's get her to 7k, guys. Go subscribe. Also, shout out to Astrological for being a faithful #1 fan since the BFDI 16 reaction. I also have wanted to give one more shout out to Country Balls Art. They have been going through a lot and they finally got the motivation to continue making YouTube videos. I figured this would kind of bring their hopes a little bit up and wanted to continue going on YouTube. So this shout out is for all of these people that I just mentioned. All right, let's continue to the video.
Alright, let's do this.
Okay, C deck, also known as the shelter deck. This is the highest deck to go continuously from the front of the ship all the way to the back. Starting at the very front, we have some areas where some of the crew members would eat their
Oh,
no! It's C-Man! C-Man!
bruh.
would eat their meals. Then the open deck right here, they called this the well deck. And most of the space here is taken up by first class rooms.
That's a lot of first class rooms.
The lavatories are here, and there's even a barber shop here.
A barber shop?
This is the maids and valets saloon. It's where servants...
Speaking of barber shop, I didn't mention this in the first part. I got a haircut. I asked the barber to give me a low taper fade, and this is what he gave me. I don't know if you would classify it as a low taper fade. Make sure to let me know in the comments. What do you think?
of first class passengers ate. The second class stairs here, and the second class library here.
Library.
Then we have
Quiet
the
time.
other well deck, and the third class smoke room, the third class general room,
What's this?
and then the third class stairs which lead to the decks down below. In the very back, this holds the steering gear, and then the two steering engines. These engines were used to move the gear, which then rotates the ship's rudder directly below.
This one can't move in
The steering engines are controlled by...
In the model, it can't move. Sadly. I wish it did. It would be
the
cooler.
wheels that we saw earlier on the bridge. On occasion, they can also use a third wheel on the docking bridge up above.
This right here.
So that was C deck. Now let's move on down below to D deck, also known as the saloon
deck.
Up at the front, you have the rooms for the firemen. These men worked with the boilers at the very bottom of the ship.
Boilers.
This is the firemen's stairs. These extend all the way to the bottom of the ship.
There's some big
The
stairs.
third class covered promenade, lots of walking space here, more first class rooms, another first class entrance onto the ship, first class reception room, and the first class dining saloon. There were some fancy meals served around here.
Wait, I think I mentioned this in the first part, but I think this first class dining saloon, I think that's the part that shows up a lot in the movie, The Titanic. Correct me, please, if I'm wrong, because I have not seen the movie yet.
This area is where a lot of the food was stored and prepared. This is the hospital with a few rooms for sick patients.
Hospital?
Second class...
I'd imagine for the people who get seasick.
dining saloon, second class rooms, and third class rooms in the very back. Now let's move on to E deck, also known as the upper deck. This had a lot more rooms for crew members, including engineers, cooks, stewards,
My dad's
waiters,
an engineer.
seamen, and trimmers.
What, man?
Oh, no.
This is called the crew alleyway, or another name was the Scotland Road. It was kind of the main
Scotland.
corridor that crew members could use.
Scottish, mate.
Here's the third class entrance onto the ship, third class rooms, and the third class laboratory. More first class rooms on this side of the ship. And the E deck was the lowest deck that
Hold on.
more first class
Why are these beds randomly red and these ones are pink? I imagine it's because it's different classes. This is first class, this is second class, I'd imagine.
rooms on this side of the ship. And the E deck was the lowest deck that you could take the grand staircase and also for the elevators. Second class rooms
I
here
knew it.
and third class rooms here. Notice how this deck is low enough that we're starting to see the ship's engines.
Ooh, I didn't notice
This
that.
is F deck, also known as the middle deck. More crew members sleep up front here. Here's third class rooms, the swimming pool. Titanic was one of the first ocean liners to offer a swimming pool.
Right.
This
I'd imagine that thing, I'd imagine that's a huge pool now under the ocean. And that Titanic event was so sad. Press F to pay respects.
is the Turkish bath, which provided luxury bath services for first class
Turkish?
passengers. Third class dining solution.
Why does that... You take baths. I hope there's curtains in those bath showers.
Third class pantry, galley, and other areas to prepare food. More rooms for crew members. Second class rooms here,
Second class?
and third class rooms here. This is G deck, also known as the lower deck. This
Lower
is the
deck.
last deck
Even though it's the lower deck, not the lowest deck.
that is above the waterline, and the last deck to have rooms for passengers and crew. Here's rooms for crew members, some third class rooms, post office, first class baggage, and this is the squash racket court. It's a game similar to racquetball.
I don't know what squash racket is or what racket is.
Now
I
we're
don't
starting
know
to
that.
see more of the ship's machinery. I'll explain this once we get down below to the bottom deck. The saloons, restaurant, and cafes stored food down here. So things like fruit,
What are these yellow things? Is that bread?
fruits, vegetables, meat, flour, and milk.
Oh, there's probably bags of food. You think? I don't know. I'm just guessing.
At the very back is more room for third class passengers.
All right.
This is the Orlop deck. Notice how it only has deck space.
You can kind of see what the Orlop deck looks like already on my set because you can remove the red part. It's basically kind of what it looks like on the outside if you removed everything but the Orlop deck. Oh, by the way, you notice how this is black? I want to paint it red, but I don't have the right shade of red for this. I don't know why this set decided to give it a different color. You can't see it. Sorry.
Space in the very front and very back of the ship. Lots of room to store cargo at the front. First to second class baggage here, and the mail room is here. Again, more space for machinery here and the engines. Refrigerated cargo and other food at the back. And a tiny space here.
So I'm pretty sure no people are allowed. Like no non-staff people are allowed here.
For even more cargo. Lots of cargo. All right.
It's lots of cargo.
This is the tank top, the lowest level on the Titanic.
I one time wore a tank top in one of my videos. I don't know why I did that.
At the front of the ship is carnival rides for the kids. Just kidding. There's more cargo here. Perfect space
Oh man, I actually got excited.
for this kind of thing. The fireman's stairs lead all the way down here.
Ooh, that makes sense.
This is the fireman's passage. It allowed direct access over to the boiler rooms. Okay, this is where things start to get exciting. the boilers. These burn coal to
All
then
right.
generate steam for the ship's engines. The Titanic has 6 boiler rooms. So boiler room 1, boiler room 2, and then 3, 4, 5,
Three,
and
four,
6.
five, six. So that's so right here there's 5. There's also 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 5, 25 plus 4, 29. So
29
there's 29
boilers in
boilers in total.
total.
Called it.
Boiler room 1 has 5 single-ended boilers. This means you can only put coal into one side of the boiler.
Oh.
Boiler room 2 through 6 has double-ended boilers, so coal can go into both sides of the boiler. Coal
Oh.
bunkers are placed between each boiler.
So wait, you're telling me that okay, so here's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Hey, that's this year. 30, 35, 40, 45, uh 57, 59, 61, 63. So there's in total 63 places to put coal in. Did I calculate that wrong?
boiler
Never mind.
room. So these were filled with coal before they left for their
Probably
journey.
did.
Working in the boiler rooms was very difficult. It was
Dang, those things were huge. Oh, I did not think they were that big.
hot and humid, and work was extremely tiring. The firemen were the crew
I'd
members who had
imagine.
the job of keeping these boilers fed with coal.
Oh, so they're not
Let's take a
actual
look
firemen.
inside one of these boilers. The coal goes in through here, and the fire will heat the water, which will generate steam. This will also produce smoke that travels through the smoke tubes and then up through the boiler exhaust uptakes,
And
which
then
then goes to
and then it goes through these the pipe thingies. Ah, that makes
one of the
sense.
first 3 of the
It's all coming
funnels.
full circle. Right,
The
the
steam that
fourth
gets
was just for
produced will
decoration.
travel through the pipes towards the back of the ship. It takes as much as 24 hours to start producing steam, so they have to start preparing long before the ship will leave the harbor. This
That is
steam
true.
makes it all the way to the engine room.
All right.
Inside of this room are 2 reciprocating steam engines. These engines were 3
Reciprocating.
stories tall. Even by today's standards,
Three
that's
stories
enormous.
tall?
Inside of
What?
each engine,
No wonder no wonder you need a stair to go up
there are
there.
4 cylinders. Inside of each cylinder is a piston.
This looks like a Lego piece, like a one
The
by one
steam
Lego piece,
comes
and I
in
don't
and
know why.
pushes the piston up and then down. This
Into the
happens
hole.
over and
Right.
over. All 4 cylinders working together turn the shaft down below.
So satisfying.
Each
Kind of.
shaft goes out through the back of the ship and connects to the propellers.
These little guys right here.
Don't forget,
These
there's a
two.
third
This one.
propeller blade out the
This one.
middle, but this one is
And then
powered by a different engine.
really?
Leftover steam from the reciprocating engines goes to the next room, which has the low pressure turbine engine. The steam is used
Oh.
to turn the center shaft, which then turns the third propeller blade out the back.
Whoever designed this monster of a ship is genius. Like 1 billion IQ. Whoever designed this, they're probably dead today, but they're a
So the
genius.
outside propeller blades are powered by the reciprocating
And again, I wouldn't want to be that guy when he finds out that the boat that he designed, probably taken like months or years to design, sinks into the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. That would kind of be depressing.
steam engines. And the center propeller is powered by the low pressure turbine engine.
Mhm.
The leftover steam from the turbine engine goes to the condensers. This turns the steam into water again, where it can then be recycled back to the boilers.
Mmm.
Fresh water was stored in
It
large
all comes
tanks
full
here.
circle.
This could be used as drinking water throughout the ship.
Right.
This is the electric engine room. There are 4 electric engines that use steam to make electricity for the entire ship. There were also 2 backup engines behind here. On the night the Titanic sank, this area of the ship didn't take on water until the very end. The electricians kept these
Yeah,
motors
because it's like at the end and the Titanic sank like this. Well, technically until the very end, because like this thing split and then it went pew, and so this part probably started to get full of water and then it went back down again. Although there's people that say that it didn't
Motors
split.
running as long as possible to keep the lights on. They were heroes. The Titanic had a system of 15
There's a notification here. Lego Titanic set. Oh yeah, that's the biggest set. Uh, Wait, that's not the biggest set. That's not the biggest Lego set. One time, oh wait, I just remembered. I went to a mall once and there was a Lego shop in there. A kid bought one of these, and I'm like, you can afford that? It's freaking like almost $600. What was it?
watertight bulkheads, which made 16 watertight compartments. If the ship was damaged and water started filling one of these compartments, it shouldn't spill over into any of the others. Or at least that's the
Right.
idea. The watertight bulkheads
I'm pretty sure it could. Four of the rooms could. Four of those rooms could fill with water, and the ship would still be fine. That's like the max, but I'm pretty sure the iceberg broke into five. So
separate the lower
yeah,
decks on the Titanic. For example, there are watertight bulkheads between every coal bunker. But the crew members need to be able to get through these bulkheads. That's why they used watertight doors. Normally they remained open, but in an emergency they could be closed in just a few seconds. These watertight compartments were
seconds is
originally
crazy.
said to have made the ship unsinkable. When the Titanic hit the iceberg,
Right.
it scraped along the starboard side of the ship. Many of the forward compartments started flooding. It proved to be too much, and the Titanic was doomed to sink.
That's why it started to break like this.
My name's Jared. I create 3D animations to show and explain how things work. Click the
This
cards
channel
to
is
watch another
so good.
video, or click here to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Definitely go subscribe to Jared Owen. This guy makes incredible animations and it makes everything so easy to understand. This video was kind of long, but still, it's worth it. Um, so, like I said, like I promised, here, I don't remember how many videos I made in the end, but here's a couple videos. Here's the one from the short. Maybe if we add some weights at the bottom of the ship, something will happen.
Yeah, I agree with Sam over here. I think if we put batteries at the inside the red part, which I just did, I think it's gonna work. Let's try that one more time. Oh, it kind of, bruh.
I think we have to remove some of the batteries now.
I removed some of the batteries. Let's try that again. Oh, please work, please work. Okay. It got to the bottom. Maybe if I put some clay on the batteries so that they don't move. Well, that's exactly what I did. And I'm gonna try to put it on the deeper end. Come on, please work. You've got to be kidding me.
And here's what I said after that.
I give up. I officially give up. Titanic, you win.
Titanic 1, Sam 0. Alright, well. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below what other things I should react to, what other stuff I should do on SamSam Does Stuff. And don't forget that God loves you and God bless. Oh, and one more thing. Like I said earlier, definitely go subscribe to Jared Owen. Let's try to get him to 4 million subs. He's almost there. He's really close. He's really close. All right. See you guys.